Hi everyone, so after the regional in Bern, I received quite a lot of questions about the deck and the combo, so I was thinking that maybe it was interesting to make a video about it, how I show some combo and some deck building choice, something like that. So let's start with the Nimble package. The Nimble package was for me really good. Is a super good normal summon and also a free discard. But the most important thing for me was that in each combo I could have transformed 2 level 2 into 3 because the link 2 send the Nimble and then the Nimble special summon 2 from deck. So in every combo with just 2 monster you get a +1 for free. And so the only problem was that I cut some going second card, and the deck with Runick in some matchup is really strong going second or can be really strong, but clearly the deck going first is way powerful than the going second. Yeah, so for me those are really strong and perform super well. And then for the combo, it's quite difficult to make a video about the combo because it really depends on what you draw with the Fountain and the Runick spells. But I'm going to try to explain what was my normal final board. So if I started with enough extender, my final board was something like IP with Mudcracker, then these under the material for the Digin, probably a Gigantic here or something like that, a Carrot, and the Trap. So normally plus Fountain and Runick's in hand. So this was normally my hand board that I think is quite powerful, and because Mudcracker protect you in the battle phase, and also with the trap you can steal monster. You have a monster negate plus a draw one. You have Carrot for spell negate. So it was quite powerful for going first combo, and not that crazy. But the fact that the deck is so consistent, it also through Ash impermanence, I can still combo without problem. That was was really important for me, and also draw is not a problem because I can play around it in the draw phase. So this was quite my normal combo. Otherwise, a normal combo would be without those two if I didn't have any of those. So the Spright engine, can we say? I should have choose between one of those two. But normally I will prefer the trap. Yeah, so I will just try to show you a combo where I have a lot of extender. That way you see why the deck shine. Let's say that I start with 2 Runick spells. This one that is the powerful normal summon, Carrot, and a blank. So with this hand, what I can do is just play around draw in the draw phase. So use it to special summon Eugene. Discard the blank to search the fountain. Then in main phase, just special summon Carrot. And something that I really like for the zones is special summon Carrot or Red in the most left zone. Because I want to play my Link most of the time on the right. This just because I want in case my Mudcracker to be there or here, but most of the time here, because I really think, okay, this zone must be free, that way I can steal a monster, and if I do the combo in the other side, Mudcracker is anti-synergic with the trap, so it has to be here. So the idea is that Carrot, Red has to be the most left thing because you want to keep them on the board. And what you want to use for the Link summon, you special summon it on the most right zone. So Special Summon Carrot, then Normal Summon, effect, bring hand, Angler, link to use the effect. And something really strong about this engine is also that in this case, when you start with a beaver, you can take rid of 5 cards in your main deck just with 1 basically, and your link. And that makes more consistent now that I don't have an access to blue jet starter to draw one of them with the 2 draw with the fountain. That way I can use my Gigantic to go into Capsule. Otherwise I will use it to go into Spright engine. So I was, during the tournament, I was not scared about Nibiru, but if you know that your opponent is playing it, you can play around it. But now I will have played something like Special Summon Gigantic here, Field Spell, use this one to Special Summon Eugene again, and here is why I wanted a 3rd one, because sometimes you use 2 in the first combo, so you want a 3rd one for the late game. And now I will have draw 2 cards, and yeah, so I have 7 of them, 8, sorry, 8. I want to draw 1 of them. So let's say that everything is super fine. I draw a Runick spell plus blue. So at this point, I will just use Gigantic to play around Nibiru. And because I have already access to the Spright engine, I don't need to Special Summon Blue or Jet, so I go for Capsule. Then I make a link to into IP. I will draw 1, so best case I draw another Runick spell, something that I can use in my opponent turn. Then now the zones are important. Here I have multiple choice because I have 1 more extender. I started with 1 more extender. So now normally I just search for a Jet. That's quite normal. I could have used those 2 to make my cracker. Special Summon. Yeah, use the effect, and here I can search for the trap or another starter if I think that red is important, but now for me the trap is more powerful. And something that I could have also done, because I have 1 extra level 2 monster, so just say that I didn't Special Summon this one yet and this one neither. In this situation, what I could have also done is use those 2 to make a link to. Then at this point I can Special Summon Jet, add the trap, use those 2 to make the cat. So I have another kind of interruption with when my opponent Special Summon a monster, I can also Special Summon 1. And then I could have used Mudcracker, normally discard a Runick spell, that way I get value also from it, and bring back the Capsule. And with those 2, because I have 2 darks, that's why it's important also the attribute going into Digin. So with this hand, basically I finish with I can steal a monster, I have IP into Little Knight, Mudcracker that can protect my monster from battle also. This one that can be follow-up because I can Special Summon back a blue from my grave. No, not in my grave because it's not yet in my grave, but yeah. So Special Summon blue or another red, steal a monster. And yeah, this combo is quite powerful. I quite like it. And really depends on how many extender do you have. Normally also just starting with 2 Runick spells and any extender, any normal summon, Capsule or everything, you can do quite a lot even through entraps. Ash is not a big problem, also because normally when I started when I started in my starting hand, I was using it for the first move, to try to see if my opponent had hash, because otherwise the combo, yeah, is even stronger. And sometimes if you drew something more to say, the fountain, runic spells, a normal summon, something like that, and a blank, just like, you can play in main phase. With this hand is more difficult to play around draw, because you almost want, but imagine that, so I start with Smasher to special summon Eugene, discard a blank, imagine that it was something really not useful, or another Slamber or something like that, to search the fountain, and here normally my opponent will impermanence it, or using Ash, that's correct, to try to cut me from the fountain and the running engine. And at that point I can still have full combo, even with an impermanence. So now, okay, in this situation, so let's say that my opponent Ash it, so I'm stuck with those. To play around an impermanence, so what I could have done is normal summon, go into the link 2, but at that point, if my opponent impermanence me, I could have not take rid of the link to use this one. And what I can also do is make a exist summon, but it's a bit suboptimal, because then you don't draw one. But yeah, to play safe is an option. So just make a gigantic, or another link 2, whatever. You can also, if my opponent use Ash, okay, we said that my opponent use Ash, so in this situation I'm just going for the cat and use the effect to target Ash. That way he has to use impermanence on this one, otherwise he will have Ash on the field, and you can no more use impermanence. Yeah, and this one was also a really nice interaction with what's called the shifter, because normally if my opponent shifter me, I think that is Kashtira or Vanquish Roll, but against Kashtira, after a shifter, make this one that reborn the shifter in defense position, and then let me special summon from deck my blue, and blue jet give me trap or something, and or Gigante keep going. Was quite powerful, just summoning everything in defense. My opponent has a shifter that he cannot crush, and the only out to this situation is probably having the continuous spell to normal summon something. So you want to special summon Carrot, that way you can prevent that card. That was also a quite powerful interaction with shifter. But yeah, so returning at our combo, the deck can really quite easily play around end traps, and end traps are not that strong because they leave body on your field, and with those body you can just go plus with spring and everything. So yeah, I think the deck was powerful, was perfect for me. It worked really nicely. The side deck was perfect for the going second, strong powerful card going second that worked perfectly. And yeah, so thank you guys. I hope that this video was helpful and useful for you. Hope that you are going to play this deck even in the next format, because I think it can be still good. Yeah, so thank you. Shout out to the team. Bye bye.